So power to the people. All right, some notes I got. I think I covered all this about Samuel. Let's see, different roles. Okay, I was watching a show, CNN. It was called Islam something. Oh, it reminds me. I forgot to tell you about the video I saw about the Bloods and Crips, didn't I? I gotta write that down. Islam, modern Islam. It's about, but it's dealing with Islam, whatever. I can't remember the name. Different aspects of Islam, things that's going on, in Israel, and the culture and the mindset of Islam, and how they're trying to, some areas are trying to change, trying to be westernized American. Why? And something I found interesting is that as they were talking to, at some point to talk to kids, but they was talking to these one guys. They are both students in college. Yeah, one of them is he's a sniper, and I want to say he was a part of Hamas, but I don't quote me on that. But he's part of resistance. All right, he's a fighter. He's a warrior. Had the mask on, boys standing back, AK-47 and all that. You know what I'm talking about. So they had him, and then they had another guy who was a business major, and actually already had a little company, a little startup company, all right? And yet they're both angry, and they're both fed up with the same things, but they're taking different avenues to try to get to the same result. And I thought about, scream with the sleep. And I thought about me, and of course, I already said I have my 5 paths, and more so than me, I thought about making sure that you recognize that and recognize what I'm trying to do through these 5 paths. 5 ways we can fight it out. What is it? We can handle like men, or we can get into some gangster shit, and that's basically what's going on, right? And I think that's a path of our solution. And really, I'm speaking to blacks right now to get our problems. I'm speaking to blacks. I'm speaking there. Anybody who wants to, I believe, truly and justly change things. That you see that that the benefits of trying something new and going these 5 paths, and that the task isn't that daunting if we spread it out and attack the enemy from different positionings, right? Different avenues of attack, different skirmishes. I hope you see that, and it can be done. And so that's what I'm trying to. I don't know. It just seems like it's so hard, and you got to wonder what the problem is. And there's so many problems, but the problem is people working together for people. Do we work together? We work together about something. What are the things that we work together on, that people come together working on? And why isn't it seem like to come together on the really important issues? Or are they that important? So are we, aren't we? Why do we come together on truth? So you wonder, and so you look at the cause that I've taken up, the things I'm tempting, and and trying to do what I want to do. And as I put these videos up, maybe I may never be successful in what I will to do. But if I wasn't, why would I be? Why would it be right now? Because there's always a chance of it happening sometime in the future. You know, after somebody's gone, or some people just take up their cause. They weren't really big when they was here, but later on the words came to resonate and speak to the people. I don't know, but I'll put out there just in case. What else can I do other than trying some everything? But then I've been told that trying everything shows a lack of focus. Like, once again, my company, all the things within my company, the different ideas and stuff I want to do, and I don't want to focus on, you know, my Vanilla Plains idea, focus on opening up these ice cream stores. As in, I don't want to focus on it as, you know, like I'm working there, you know, as an owner, I'm there working there. That's just one of my ideas, one amongst the plethora and many of them. And I want to focus on just bringing these things to fruition and getting the people in line, the people within the organization that can handle that can do that. The people who love to do the manual labor, sit down and think of a business plan, sit down and crunch numbers. People who love that. I can do all that in essence myself. But why would I do it when I can get somebody who's a professional? And it's sort of like why I don't change my oil and stuff like that. If I really wanted to, I could learn to change my oil, change my brakes, stuff like that. But I can pay somebody to do that. And by the fact that they have such experience and they've learned different things, I would think they'd probably be better than me. And they might know some insightful things I wouldn't know. Little things that they learned from years of being a mechanic that might be necessary while I'm changing my brakes. Little things, so all that. But so I want to get the people under me who believe in where I'm trying to go to help me out. And I've said this just the other video. What about you? Once again, I'm going to you, my subscribers, those who always want to congratulate me. How about you helping a brother out? Or talking and let's come into a talk and come to a plan. And really, I guess ultimately I want to convince you to be down with my plan, to be willing to answer the call to action once I've gotten pieces in place. I guess that would be it. Because right now, I'm trying to recruit. So I don't have a company. I say, well, I don't want to work for my company. I can't pay right now. But once I get the money, and that's how sometimes companies work. You start lining people up, all right? Can I get somebody to invest in me? Well, get somebody to invest in me. They might want to have, I need a board, some executives. Well, if I can get this place, well, I'll come to the executives over here and say, well, look, how about you come work for my company and actually have some money waiting over here if you do that. And so that's things like that work, do that. So maybe that's one I get for people that watch this video, to align with me and say, okay, when stuff is in place, and we can just fall in and we'll follow your lead. So then there's the issue of following and leading. And I'm sort of worried with Samuel that I think for a lot of people, once again, the end result, what you're headed for, is basically the same. You believe if something's wrong, but I guess it's all on what it is that you're believing is wrong. So we all believe there's something wrong. Let's say take the blacks, all us blacks and black community think that there's something wrong with the state affairs of blacks. But some people believe that what is wrong is, say, blacks not believing in Jesus. Some say blacks not accepting that we're Moors and something like that. So you see what I'm saying? So, but once again, ultimately everybody is fighting for what? So it comes to us really seeing that and understanding what it means. If we're all, in essence, we're all fighting for the same thing. We just realize once again, we have to fight it different avenues, and at least have a turnover in things that's happening. Okay, so let's say you can't believe in the government that put forth my government ideas, my society ideas, my rule of law ideas. Can you at least admit to yourself that the current system, there's a problem? I know the truth is, it is, right? There's a problem. You can't deny that, right? Can't deny the truth to the fact there's a problem with the current system. Capitalism, democracy. There's a problem in that. And so I guess we have to define what the problem is. The problem that the state of humanity can be questioned. Love can be questioned. Compassion can be questioned. Caring can be questioned. Truth can be questioned. If we admit that, then we can still say, well, all right, let's try something else. Let's change from this and try something else. We don't know what, but let's try something else. And I'm pretty sure I've done a video on this before, way back when, speaking the same thing. At least be willing to make a turnover. It's not working. Turn over. That reminds me. Back when I did my video, All in a Day's Walk, I actually did a clip, but I ended up not putting up online. My son asked me what 3G was. All right, so I was explaining to him, 3G means third generation. Generation means, there's a change and something new came down. So this is third one, within the, what is it, iPhone, Apple phone, 3G. What is that, or the connectivity or whatever. So technology advances. It's a third generation from the beginning one. And in the video, I put to you, why it is that we'll do that in business in areas, but not apply that to our society. We have been, this generation now of capitalism, democracy. We've been in it for how long? And we realize its failings, right? Or you realize maybe not its failings, but how it can be better. So you create a new generation. Why are we still in the same generation? Why aren't we at least attempting to create the next generation and make that a regular for us? If there's something that seems to be wrong, if somebody's suffering, if people aren't happy, truly happy, if we haven't gotten rid of all the pain and suffering, and we have to believe that we can. Right? Those animals over there are in pain and suffering. Being like those animals still, huh? You have to believe that we can get to a state of being of pure happiness. Maybe not within the next 1 years, but where we going to be 1 billion years from now? Will we still be this? 1 billion now. Even if you don't believe in evolution, you can't believe that we're still in that 1 billion years from now, that we're just going to be this. I mean, exactly like it is today. Year 2009. We know at least technology is going to advance. We know when is the sun supposed to just go out. We know that eventually we're going to go colonize another planet. When we colonize the next planet, if we don't get blown up on this one or destroyed, 2012 coming, if the human civilization is around 1 billion years from now, is this going to be like for right now? So we know the technology is going to advance. What is technology going to be like 1 billion years from now? If you don't want to believe that us humans will advance as a being, as a species of being, not just saying living, but not living. If you don't believe that, at least you know that technology is going to advance. So where will we be technologically wise? Where will we be 1 billion years from now? And if we can be at what point can I take us to the where we start living in alternate realities and just hooked up to machines, where we be like we see in movies, machines. And I'm putting this out there, but I don't think you realize the importance of that, having that sight so far out. Why do we wait till after the fact to try to appreciate the past and talk about how the past is 2020? If we look ahead and we try to imagine where it might be then, and if we were there in the future, what would we know from the past? And then what would we know from right now? What do we know right now? Right now is the past of the future. So we can have 2020 right now. To get full perfect vision, you have to have the I in the past, an I in the present, and an I in the future for that true perfect vision. If a billion is too big a number, then bring it way down. Just go 100 then. You know, if that's just too much for you, just think to when you're gonna die. Think to when your children are grown, your grandchildren. Think a couple generations from now. If a billion is too big a number, if that just whatever. What's the difference between a billion and 100? In 100 years, you ain't gonna be around either. Those of you who are watching this video right now, whoever age to watch this, what even 1%? You're saying what 100? What's the youngest I might be on here? A 14-year-old, 15-year-old. I've had some teenagers. 114 and 15. Well, we might have technology to allow you to live longer, but the majority, 99.9% of everybody who's watching this video will be 99.9% of everybody who is alive right now in a second, then 125 years will be no more. All ghosts. Everybody right now alive today. That baby that's just born right now, crying their eyes out, won't be here. Gone. A memory. Plus, if I'm happy doing this, shouldn't you be happy for me? I think that will speak of another aspect of person. Put down something that brings another person happiness. Uh-oh. Yeah. Knock the light out. And that's my argument. That's probably my argument for drugs anyway. At least decriminalize them. I'm supposed to be my pursuit of happiness, right? If this brings me happiness, that should be my right. I mean, honestly, right? If I find happiness, once again, as long as I'm not doing this, rolling down the road like I used to, I'm here talking to y'all. But I can't tell. All right. Any subject? Yeah, I got some more. Consensus of what's good for our children. That's another thing that they talked about on the show by Islam. The parents wanting what's best for the children. Can we come to a consensus of what's good for our children? I'm talking about here, the world, and here in the United States. And I've put parents to task on this before. What does it mean when you say you love your child and you do anything for your child? Once again, you on that ship. We're still at the Titanic. So I'm about to bail. The ship is sinking. It's gonna be sinking. You got that child there. Would you question, at least question and wonder? Would you at least question and wonder and look into it? Or would you just automatically just ignore me? So, all you parents out there, or you kids, go talk to your parents about this. Ask them if they truly love you and what have they done to make what might be the real sacrifices. Of course, you know, there's sacrifice parents do. We all make some sacrifices. But I'm talking about sacrificing material things and all this, whatever they get caught up in, sacrificing being caught up in a non-truth. Right? Sacrifice is not pursuing the truth or what may be out there. I mean, don't these conspiracy theories and stuff just, don't all the things that we seek knowledge of, all these questions, doesn't that just make you stop and pause sometimes? But see, we as a world, or as a nation, we should all be seeking to answer those questions together. Or at least the government should be leading us in those questions. I believe. So parents, you know, I said all this stuff before in these videos. You know what I'm saying. If you haven't seen it, if you don't know, you should check out my videos. Kids gonna be fighting that same fight you fighting right now. I got you mad. Think about that. Think about that. I want you to be willing to at least attempt to try to not allow that to happen. I mean, I just don't get that. I personally almost find it ridiculous. I don't want to say you. I sort of want to say you, but I don't want to say you. It's like judging the sin and not the sinner. Because in essence, I can relate. I know where you come from. I know in essence as a human being. And I know the struggles and the fights. So I can relate to you on that. And I just judge it in truth. But at the same time, it's hard for me to understand. Look at me. Like I'm doing the reverse of the solar system. Instead of white stars, it's going to be black stars in the white space. It's making me think of some things. Space, the final frontier. All Bloods and Crips. Yeah, I was talking about that. There's a video on World Star Hip Hop, and I'll put over here. It's a video of a show that came on PBS. It was dealing with the history of the Bloods and Crips. For one, it's really good, so I suggest you go check it out. And especially for my black brothers and sisters, African Americans, or whatever you want to call yourself, you know who I'm talking to. Go check it out. Please do. It's good. And Yeah, really my brothers. My warriors, my gangsters, my G's, my beasts, my animals, my niggas. Check it out. Check it out and really put some thought into it. Really put some thought into it. And look for the truth within it. Not really necessarily in what it says, specifically directly, but you have to take that. You have to take the things in the cracks. You have to look to the back and examine it as a whole and look for the truth within it. I'll leave it at that. God bless, peace, and love.